Well, hi, hello, it's me, editing Mason. Who could have seen this coming? Just a heads up, the blue reverberation messed with our recording a bit this episode. I'm not gonna name any names, but Cody may or may not have deleted his recording immediately after we finished. So now I have to rely on my audio track of all three people on one through Discord, which means it may be difficult to edit around people talking over each other or like clearing their throats and stuff. So this episode might be a little bit messy, but don't worry, it won't happen again. Anyway, enjoy everyone. All the world's a stage, and all the people merely players. And that means we all have a role to play. Welcome, everyone, to episode 3 of Stars of the City, our Project Moon tabletop RPG podcast. My name is Mason, the 8-bit hypocrite. I will be your GM for tonight, and as always, I am here with 3 of my closest friends and furthest enemies. My players tonight, starting off with Cody.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Isaac.
Hi, I'm Isaac, and I'm reprising the role of Dr. Geller.
And Moose.
Ow! Sorry, ow. I
Like-
ate expired jelly beans. That was a bad
You
idea.
just like crunched them in your mouth.
Hi. Yeah, they're really
That's
hard.
disgusting.
It hurts.
This guy's quirky.
This guy's so silly, goofy.
I'm not like the other moose.
Also, a very brief announcement here at the start. Greg, you want to tell everyone where else you can find you? Where else you can
So I'm trying to finish
find the
this
stuff
jelly
you do?
bean. It's so
Greg,
hard.
fucking work with me here.
In the middle of the shout out.
Jesus.
Hi there. I am also known as Private Caboose in many gaming circles and not gaming circles. And I recently released a video about one of my favorite games, Hell Let Loose. It's a little animated video, and it's on my channel, Caboose Does Art. I'm sure there might be a link in the description
I
or
won't put
something.
it there.
I don't know. Then there's a
No, I
link
will,
in
I
the
will.
title of this video. Will be
Yeah,
a
we'll
link.
point
in the
to it on screen.
title? I'll put it in the Spotify title, not in the YouTube one, though.
Yeah.
That's a terrible
Wow.
idea.
You
We're not
want
doing
to say
that.
you want to say you're
But yeah,
that
it's
was
just a
great.
goofy little silly video where I talk about the game Hell Let Loose as a little like introduction, with art
very
by
pretty.
me and audio by me and script by me.
It's very pretty. I
Um,
like it. So go check out Caboose Does Art on YouTube. Go do that. Anyway,
Go be one of my many 3 subscribers.
oh my god, you could be the 4th. It could be you. Regardless, can we quickly do a recap? Everyone just kind of go over what their character did last episode, and that'll catch everyone up to speed for a recap. We'll just go the same order we did introductions. What was Carrie 10 up to last episode?
Oh well, I believe Gary Tim was helping. Going through the freezer, trying to find some good old meat for those poor people that gave us some fine drip. He also lost
fine drip.
unfairly. I should imagine to his good old pal Moose.
What a shame.
Yeah, it was rigged.
And what was Dr. Geller up to towards the
Yeah, so
last
we
episode?
had a nice little bonding experience with our fun Taylor and Zoe's friend. What was the Taylor's name again?
Marcel.
Marcel, that's right. We had a little bonding experience with Marcel, and we as we started our little conspiracy, got a sweet little disguise going on, and went and gave the full Karen experience to the people at this whacked out, creepy ass,
Little
rifling ass
bistro.
food shop.
The man's name that you
bistro.
gave so much stress to was Frederick. That was
Yeah,
the
Frederick,
the man at the
the
front counter.
the presumably bad man Frederick.
Oh, for what reason? Anyway,
We'll get to that, won't we?
what was Moose up to last episode?
Yeah, Moose was doing normal things. He was carrying around a tactical nuke the whole time. That was
And you leveled
that
up
wasn't.
68 times.
I did. I'm level 69 now. It's
Did I
great.
miss something?
Yeah, no, that did happen. Yeah.
No, no,
We
it's
did some burning of camera.
All right, guys. So we did some off-camera mining. Um,
But no, yeah. So tagging along with the guys and came up with a pretty good plan, I would say, for infiltrating this meat facility, whatever it is.
Bistro. It's a
Yeah.
meat shop.
And was actively trying to barricade the door to the freezer when he came across. Edit that out. Make me sound good, please.
No.
Put in the Cody sound
Will
effect.
not. Same one as
Yeah.
last time.
Bringing it back. But then he came across quite an interesting find in the
Indeed.
trash bin.
Yeah. We left off basically right when the barricaded door had begun to shake. Frederick was headed to the meat freezer to get some of this meat you guys were stealing, and revealed from the top of one of the waste bins an aquamarine bracelet from that was belonged to a fellow that you guys, a 19-year-old boy who has since been most likely carved up into meat and eaten. And that's about where we left off. I should also mention that the party is currently split. Dr. Geller is attempting to entertain anyone at the front, asking for service, and Frederick is currently trying to bash down the door where Carrie and Moose are. And that is exactly where we're going to pick up our story. The door begins to slam against this heavy, filled up waste barrel, and the lid goes flying off. And Moose, you lay your eyes on that familiar aquamarine bracelet as Frederick is shouting from the other side, trying to get in. What do you guys do?
I would just like to slowly pull out from my pocket a pair of brass knuckles and say, Gary, you wanna cause some trouble?
Okay, and then Ryan said, so like, I can't remember. I'm pushing on a cart, right?
Yeah, you're like, yeah, you just finished
Yeah.
loading up a meat cart.
All right, can I like? It's like I don't do like I like drop like what I'm currently holding, what I'm currently loading.
Yeah.
Like I care as a drop, and I go back and I grab my sword and be like, oh, do I?
Looks like there's about to be a change of plans, and I'll go ahead and I'll actually toss him the item that I see. What was it, a bracelet?
Yeah, little aquamarine bracelet.
I'll just like over the shoulder toss it to him and be like, looks like there's a change of plans.
As I grab it, I go, I see what you mean. Let's toss the story that was just say.
Hell yeah. In this brief span of time, let's return to Arthur real quick, as you heard Frederick going to get quote unquote more ingredients and begin
Right.
slamming on this door in the
Okay,
back.
so I'm aware that like shenanigans are ensuing.
Yes.
Okay,
you
got
can
it. And
hear from the
and I do have effectively like a burrito in my pocket.
yeah, a little like meat
Posterity.
pastry.
Just wanted to make sure nobody forgot about the burrito.
Was it a burrito?
It was
I
like
thought
it was
it's
like a
like
little
a meat
pastry
pie.
thing.
Yeah. It's like a pot pie.
Yeah.
Mrs. Lovett's meat pies.
Yeah.
Mrs. Yates.
So anywho, hearing all that ruckus, and very serendipitously, I'll walk up to the counter, and as they're discussing how much trouble they're about to get in, I'll just, excuse me, do they have like a bell or anything like that?
Yeah, there's a little bell
Yeah,
up there.
I ding the bell. I go, ding, 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 ding. Excuse me, I don't mean to cause any trouble, but ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, so Frederick continues to slam on the back door, but a second figure walks out from the back towards you. It is a rather slender woman with a very jet black, like shoulder length hair, wearing a chef's hat and a long apron. And as she kind of comes around the corner, she gives you a charming smile that does not reach her eyes. And she walks up to the front counter, and she is there. She goes, of course. What can I help you with today, sir? I'm afraid there's a bit of a delay in the back.
Where has Frederick gone?
Oh, he went to fetch some more ingredients.
Is it always so he kind of like furrows his brow, makes kind of a like a like a little bit of a yikes face. It was always such an involved process to just go and get more ingredients.
I'm afraid that there's been a bit of trouble in the back. Would you, Isaac, make for me? I have to pull up my rolls real quick. I actually forgot to pull up the roll book. You guys weren't the only ones that fucked up. I'm so sorry.
Ah,
I know. It's pretty sad. Where's my rolls? Here we
quick!
go.
Everyone in the comments make fun of Mason.
Oh, that. Let's see. Oh yeah, charm. Duh, charm is a skill. Would you make me a charm check, Isaac?
Certainly will. And this is a 2d6 roll, right?
Yep. 2d6 plus charm.
All right. 5.
5. That is a fail. On the bright side, you do get an XP
Market
for that.
XP.
Yes.
Yeah.
So as you're kind of asking your questions, this woman is giving you a look up and down, and she actually starts to like come around the counter, and she moves to put her arm around your shoulders, right? Kind of like in like a buddy hug, right?
I would like to avoid
not
her
do that if
arm.
possible.
Yeah.
Indeed, you
It's
kind of
not very
scuttle away,
professional.
but she just kind of leans up against the counter. She doesn't try to
doesn't
impose on you.
yeah.
She goes, right. And who exactly did you tell Frederick that you worked for with your fancy outfit and all?
Well, I didn't tell Frederick anything about who I worked for. He's been
And
very,
so-
very welcoming, though.
Well, that's good. We try to do
Very
the best
excellent
for
host.
our customers. Sir, can I ask, are you by chance familiar with this restaurant, my bistro here?
I have some familiarity. Yes, and I actually did have another question. I was going to ask Frederick, but you are the chef here, to my
Yes,
understanding?
June Yates. It's a pleasure.
June, of course. I'll go to shake her hand.
She does shake your hand. Again, this entire time she's giving you like the customer service smile, but she is gazing at you with fury. Like her smile is very much put on. That is very clear.
So it's very evident to me that she's like not buying what I'm selling.
Yes.
Okay, so what I would like to do is I'm kind of giving her the same customer service smile that is
Yeah.
very much not reflected in mine, reflected in my eyes.
Oh, it's like a
but-
a face off. You two are
It's a
just
face-off, yeah.
staring at each other.
But rather than my eyes and my expression being kind of quietly angry, it's almost like playful.
Ah.
In the way that perhaps a dog would be playful when chasing a scared cat is kind of
I
the
see.
what I'm trying to kind of summon up here.
I see. As she shakes your hand, she kind of grips a little bit harder for a moment before releasing you, and she says, "Sir, are you familiar with the syndicate in the area, the 8 chefs, perchance?"
Yes, I have some understanding of their whereabouts, their modus operandi, if you will, the organization.
Yes, I should say that this is not the same 8 chefs that many are familiar with. They were wiped out not too long ago in an incident concerning the library, but new chefs have since taken their place, and so everyone is scrambling a little bit to try to gain favor again, myself included, of course. And so...
Oh, understandably so. I must say, I'm something of a cook myself.
That's good. I'm sure that a man such as yourself can appreciate the delicate work that goes into these things.
Oh, certainly.
And of course, the constant lack of resources.
Yes, I was actually wondering about that. I'm sure that as I mentioned this to Frederick, so I'm certain that you might be aware of this as well. There is, of course, a great deal of food shortage, not only in this area, in this district, but all across the city. You know, it's simply, for most people, it is not so easy to come by. So I cannot help but notice the bounty here. not only would I wonder where you get it from and who you give it to, but I would simply wonder why these folks still have to starve on your doorstep.
Well, of course. After all, we are quite lucky, and as the banging is continuing in the background, she picks up her voice a bit for a moment, and she shouts to the back, "Frederick!" To which the banging stops. "New ingredients have just arrived," and she pulls a knife from the back of her apron at the same time that the door crashes open in the back of the freezer. Would everyone please roll for speed?
Speed, is that under justice?
Yes. So it'll be
Okay.
1d6 plus justice.
Oh,
You are
1d6. Okay,
correct.
this one's 1d6.
I'm gonna roll the
thanks.
new dice.
Let me.
Yay!
Ooh.
I'll get
Got
the
two.
initiative here.
Woohoo!
2.
8.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Pretty spry for my age.
You are. Oh my god.
I got a 6.
Okay.
Man.
And you got a 2, Cody?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, wow. All right. That's
Hey, every good train needs a caboose.
true. Preferably
not
one
really
that does
coming from-
art.
And it's
Um,
private.
We will begin in the actual service room, front room, dining room. I don't really know. I guess.
Yeah, the dining room.
But
the
as
lobby.
perhaps in fact Arthur just gets he seems to jump away almost as June pulls this knife at the exact same moment, as if he knew exactly what was happening. And I think that obviously the tension in the air is very palpable. And June begins to rush you with a knife, but you have your first action. What will you do, Dr. Gelly?
Yeah, so I think Arthur is, sensing the tension in the air and understanding what's happening in the back is very ready for her aggression.
A rush, yeah.
A quick question that I have.
Yes.
So when she says that new ingredients have arrived, that makes it pretty evident that they're eating people.
Yeah, I would say that this conversation has certainly clued you in.
Gotcha. All right. So what I would simply like to do is take the pie out of my pocket and shove it in her mouth.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, just try to shove it directly into her face.
Yep, I will not I will not back away. I will show no signs of nervousness or anything. Just very calmly pull the burrito out of my pocket, the man burrito out, and put it in her mouth.
Oh no, you fool! That increases her attack stat.
People burritos make you very powerful.
As June kind of runs at you, I don't think there'll really be a check for this. I don't think that you should roll for burrito. I would say, but
No, I think burrito's a blunt object.
burrito is a blunt attack.
Yeah.
No, those are blunts. June does not back down. In fact, you shove this into her face as she gets right up near you, and although she doesn't take a bite of it, it smears over her face, and a look of rage comes across her face as she tries to swing her knife at you. And she looks angry as she's swinging down at you. She goes, "You dare mock my art like that?" And will attempt to make an attack on you.
Of course.
What is your reaction here?
Oh, and this is me choosing defense or evasion, right?
Oh, or attack as well. You can also choose to attack.
Or attack. Yeah, I think I'll choose to try and give me 1 second to look at my. So I think I would like to try and evade.
Yep.
And I would like to invoke the sight of the oracle as well.
Okay.
To improve my evasion, which
it's
1. It costs me 1 light, and it grants the endurance.
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah.
Thing.
Let's go check on endurance real quick. because I have to remember what all these things do. Endurance is, your power of evasion dice are increased by the amount of endurance. So.
Okay.
All right. I will make my roll. What you got?
Okay, so am I rolling 1d6 or 2d6 for this?
1d6. It should be
Okay.
down towards your outfit.
But then with the endurance, does that grant me an additional die or just plus?
That'll
plus
be a
another
flat
one?
+1.
A flat +1.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
to
Okay.
whatever your evasion bonus already is.
Okay, my evasion is +1
Okay.
as it is.
So
So I'll be
+2.
rolling a d6 +2.
Yep.
Got it. That is 6.
Okay, June rolled a 4, and perhaps a little bit shocked by the fact that she is completely unfazed. In fact, more just angry you ruined her dish rather than at the prospect of eating people. You do step back in advance. You seem to move at the same time her arm does, as her knife just barely misses the front of your face.
Yeah, at the same time, Dr. Geller's eyes are brown, but one of them flashes with kind of his iris kind of warps and the pupil disappears and it turns green for a moment as he steps away. And then it kind of, in kind of a twisting motion, kind of spirals itself back to its normal shape and color after he has escaped her grasp, her clutches.
Fancy. We're gonna hop to Moose in the background, a little bit of split combat here with Moose and Carrie in the freezer. As combat begins, this huge man finally succeeds in smashing the heavy barrel out of the way, spilling viscera and bones towards the bottom across the freezer floor. You have not seen this man yet, only Arthur would have, but he is a hulking man wearing a somewhat dirty apron, and as he adjusts his eyes to entering the freezer, he kind of gives a smile and pulls a meat tenderizer from the back of his belt and just grins and goes, "Oh, new ingredients then. Very good. Already in the freezer for easy storage."
Oh, this is gonna be fun. We're just gonna go in and we're gonna punch him.
Absolutely. Make an attack roll.
Question. When do you decide to use your fancy light thingies again?
Whenever you would like, before the attack roll is made is the important thing.
Okay.
Or before whatever roll it is made. Unless it specifically says otherwise.
You know what? We're gonna start off with a heavy hit.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna go ahead and go for my my Phoenix Rising uppercut.
All right. He's going to attempt to block this, so go ahead and make your roll.
That's 2d6, correct?
That is 1d6, and then
1d6.
if it succeeds, you'll inflict burn.
And then I add my instinct.
Yep.
I got a 5.
Okay, Frederick rolled a 4, so he is going to only take 1 damage, because that is a block. However, he will indeed be inflicted with how much burn?
3.
3 burn. Okay. So, Frederick appears in the doorway, and what does Moose do?
Well, he like I said, he just like punches like his hands together and goes, "Oh, this is gonna be fun," and because he's the closest at the door, just jumps right up for it, right for that uppercut.
Beautiful.
Square in the jaw.
Yep, hit him square in the jaw as once again Carrie in the background watching sees sparks fly as Moose's fist collides with this man's jaw. He doesn't seem super phased. He seems to have pushed your arm slightly away as you were connecting, but you can see a little bit of smoke rising from his chin. As we move to Carrie, it is your turn next.
All right, so
Whoa, you get to go before Big Boy.
I know.
yeah, he must have rolled like
He rolled a 1.
bad.
1.
Wow. Okay, so is there like how much distance is there between is the big boy is he like looking towards me at all?
Right now his attention will be focused on Moose.
Mm-hmm.
I just punched him.
But you are absolutely close enough. I think that we briefly mentioned this before. In this game, there's not exact distances, although I think that's getting reworked in the Discord at the moment. There are only 3 distances. 1 is within like melee range, 2 is within ranged, and 3 is basically disengaged from combat. So you guys will all be within like distance 1 of each other right now. So you can
All right,
absolutely
so
hit him.
I real quickly, I'm gonna try. So how much bigger is he compared to me?
He's got a couple inches on you, but he's a wide man. Not like fat, but just burly. He's clearly pretty muscular.
Okay. So what I'm going to try and do, I'm going to try and go to like cut him like on the legs.
Okay.
So like not like a like cut off. It's like kind of like just like right behind his
Oh, like his okay, I got it. You're gonna try to hamstring him.
Yeah, hamstring.
Okay. If you want, we can do, since this is something a bit more particular, I will let you roll at disadvantage, and if you succeed on the attack, you can inflict some. Let's see what status effects we got. Something to make.
We could use like a bleed or something.
We could do bleed. We could do bind, which would decrease his speed even more. Let's see.
Oh yeah, those are both good options.
Indeed. I think I'll make you go with bind. The most that'll do is probably allow 1 more action before he gets to move again.
Okay.
So, okay, you will be, like I said, rolling at disadvantage, so roll 2d6 and take the lower one. However, since Frederick has already burned one of his reactions on Moose, he will also roll at disadvantage. This time he's going to try to evade you, so make your roll.
A 2d6 and the lowest one?
Yeah, pick the lowest of the 2 that you rolled.
Yeah. 3.
You rolled a 2. My God.
Yo!
Just barely. Okay. So you said 3. He will take 3 damage, and I'm going to inflict him with 3 bind. So his movement speed is lowered by an additional 3. As you stab into the back of this man's. Oh yeah, that is piercing, correct?
Yes.
Your sword. Okay, excellent. Yeah. You stab this man, and you kind of pierce through his leg, hitting him towards the back, and he staggers a little bit. He's like, oh, right, ingredients ain't supposed to hit back, you know.
Okay.
So Frederick is a little bit hamstringed here.
Okay. You say, do I get one more, or is that it, right?
For now, that's fine. It's going to essentially skip Frederick's turn this time. Is pretty much what's going to happen. Gotcha. Because his speed is so low, he's actually practically out of the initiative order. He's at -2 initiative, which is just sad.
Lordy.
Yeah. So essentially, you've opened up Moose for an additional action, is what you have done here.
Woo.
As we will return to the top of the order with Dr. Geller in the front room. June has just swiped a knife at you. What will
Already.
you do?
So, yeah, she misses him with the knife after his short little display. There is definitely, at this moment, it's clear that Geller is angry. After hearing the kind of revelation of, Soylent Green is made of people, essentially.
Yeah.
He is very disturbed by that, and it is clear in his face that he is extremely upset about it. Just the callousness of a project like this, and he does not show a hint of nervousness about it. There is nothing but just wrought iron bones, and a pure ferocious confidence being displayed from this rickety old man at the moment.
The doctor goes hard.
That's right. And now he will. So I would like to go for her knife. I would like to try and take it and invoke the voice of the philosopher.
Okay.
So I don't know exactly what that's gonna look like roll wise.
Let's say. Well, let's make opposed instinct rolls. See if you can wrangle this knife from her grasp.
I wanted to try and use the voice to paralyze her and take it, but I didn't know if I needed to do that first or after or during or what.
Is that on an attack that happens?
Yes.
Go ahead and make an attack, and if the attack succeeds, she'll be inflicted with a status effect, and you can try to
Okay.
grab it. Otherwise, it'll just be regular opposed instinct after that.
Okay, so typically my attack is made with my gun, but this isn't with my gun. So what
Yes.
should I roll?
1d4, I believe, is default for fists for unarmed
Okay.
fighting. We'll call this unarmed since you're just essentially speaking at her.
Okay. I rolled a 4.
June has rolled a 5. As you kind of loosen up your throat a little bit, of an otherworldly voice fills the room as it croaks to life and goes, "The fear in their eyes, the fear in their heart." But June seems completely unfazed. In fact, she snaps back in response. She just goes, "And what of it? I'm trying to make a place here. What would you know of sacrifice?" She will not deal damage, as that was mechanically a block. Would you still like to try to take the knife from her?
Sure.
Okay. Go ahead and make opposed instinct rolls. I will have you take a little bit of damage if you fail this, or if you lose this check.
Already. I shall roll, and this one's a d6, right?
Yes, this is a d6 plus instinct.
That's a 6.
She rolled a 1. As she is snapping back with her witty retort, Arthur just grabs the knife out of her hands, and she looks a little bit shocked for a second. She doesn't quite know what just happened, before her face once again contorts with just absolute rage, and she goes, "That knife has been passed down for the people that I killed for the last 2 weeks." And she is going to try to rush you as your turn ends. However,
As I grab the knife from her, and Arthur reaches up and kind of uses his hand to kind of crack his jaw back into place, because it always kind of unhinges a little bit whenever he does that. And he, now any affect or any like fake accent to his voice, he's now completely dropped, and he just sighs and just goes, "Mrs. Yates, don't you know not to bite the hand that feeds you?" As he still kind of holds up half of the meat pie that he shoved in her face.
God damn.
I expect much better from a young lady of your countenance, please.
Good lord. The doctor has clapbacks too. June is gonna try to punch you in the face as hard as she can.
Hell yeah.
What is your reaction here?
I will just try to evade.
All right, go ahead and.
How long does the endurance that I got last? Is it just for that one?
It is
evasion?
for one full
Okay.
round. So if you would have been attacked multiple times, it would have applied to every reaction. But
Got
it is.
it. But it's gone now.
Yes.
Okay. Then yeah, I'll try to evade this, I suppose. Then.
Okay.
I got 3.
She rolled a 4. I'm afraid.
No.
This
is terrible.
Yeah, you will take. That was an evade, correct?
Yes.
You will take 4 blunt damage.
Already.
Right to your health and stagger.
Now, blunt is my fatal attack type. Does that mean that I take 8?
Yeah, that's doubled.
This is to my stagger or to my health?
This is to both.
Okay.
Yeah, so damage applies to both of your to both of your like health and stagger. Your resistances can be different, so it can change the amount of each applied.
Got it.
Damn. Yeah, she punches you hard, and like
Truly.
you're kind of old, right? You're like pretty old.
Like I said,
fucking
rickety.
Hurts. You reel a little bit as she straightens back up, and she just kind of stands for a moment as her turn comes to an end. We're returning to Moose. Frederick has been hamstringed, as it has been said, and has skipped his previous action, and it comes around back to you, as Carrington has just stabbed him thoroughly in the upper thigh. What will Moose do?
Well, what does Moose love to do the most?
Punching?
It's punching people.
Absolutely. Go ahead and make.
Come on, children. It's the Punching People show. Today we're gonna learn how to punch people.
Now, that is fun, I must say.
Moose got a 5 on teaching the children how to punch people.
Very cool. Frederick tried to flail an attack at you, but only rolled a 3, and thus will take the full 5 damage. Oh yes, and the 3 from the previous burn. It is half down to 1 burn, because the round ended. There we go. You said 5.
Yeah, it was a 5 to hit.
Oh my God.
I don't know how damage works.
Yeah, hit and damage will be the same in this game.
Okay,
Yeah, so you just deal 5 damage because he tried to attack and failed. God damn, holy shit. You punch Frederick squarely in the face, and he staggers. You guys are just, you guys haven't let this man act. He staggered. All of his resistances are fatal, and he skips his next turn. Frederick fucking crumbles like a piece of paper in front of you after that.
They're just time walking, Frederick.
They are. My God, they're taking extra turns on this man. Yeah.
Doesn't matter, big boy. You're not gonna punch my back.
It's sort of the scene of like Cap in Winter Soldier versus Iron Man.
It is. Jesus, poor Frederick. Carrie, this crumpled man is laying in front of you.
All right, so I want to. This is when I get my. I get my sword ready. I want to look at him real quick.
Mhm.
I just want to say any last words. Cause like okay, real quick, sorry. I know like they're cannibals, right?
Yes. From
Okay, it's very clear.
Yeah, from the stuff that spilled on the floor as
Yeah.
well as the bracelet you were tossed. Yes.
Yes.
And then we're gonna get to eat them afterwards.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
That's what you get being a cannibal.
But so I want to. I asked him any last words.
Oh, you're supposed to be in the freezer already. You're supposed
We are punk.
thoroughly
And then-
chilled.
And like, right as he finishes that, I want to cut this man's head clean off.
You will make an attack. You can certainly try. He does
wanna-
not get a reaction, so you just roll your damage.
Okay, is this 1d6?
Yep, 1d6 plus instinct.
That is a 6.
He takes 12 damage. You go for this man's throat, but he just barely raises an arm up. This isn't like a block, but mechanically he is not dead. You pierce through a lot of his upper arm and shoulder, but Frederick is still moving on the ground. However, he is still fucking staggered for a full round because you guys did it this time, so he'll probably die before he gets to attack, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Well, I have to get this. Ah!
With that, to the top of the order, Arthur. June is currently staring you down from a very short distance away.
All right, so I want to slowly approach her and kind of brandish her knife that I have taken.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to invoke the voice of the philosopher again in an attempt to paralyze her as I lunge at her with the knife.
Okay, absolutely. This will be a d6 plus instinct for your attack because you're actually armed this time.
Excellent. Hit. That is 5.
I rolled a 2. As you lunge forward towards her once again, this voice fills the room a second time as your throat seems to open a little bit wider than usual, and the voice echoes about.
From the hands comes the end.
As you stab into her with this knife, you rolled a what now? A 6? A 5?
5.
5? Gotcha, damn.
So essentially, as Arthur approaches her, and that comes kind of resonating out in kind of an alien voice from his mouth, and it just strikes her dumb and paralyzed as he just kind of slowly just walks up with the knife.
Oh, and,
and as she
gently.
as she becomes paralyzed, he grabs her by the shoulder and puts the tip of the knife to her belly.
Oh my God.
And with just a very dark anger in his eyes, just starts kind of growling at her, not like an animal, like he is speaking, but in a truly enraged voice, kind of a combination of just pure fury and also the disappointment of a saddened grandfather. Just says, "The horrors I have seen, the atrocities I have witnessed and lived through that I have willingly caused, this petty evil you carry out so callously pales in comparison." And the knife kind of starts to sink into her belly. "I have spent innumerable years living with monsters, and I have only pity for them. They act only on instinct, victims to their own unknowable alien desires." And the knife kind of twists in her gut. "But you, no, I have no pity for you. You know what you do, and you spit in the face of the gift that we humans uniquely carry, the gift of morality, to know what is right and what is wrong. I have lived with monsters, Mrs. Yates," and he jabs the knife the rest of the way in. "What about you? What do you see when you sleep? Because I am the monster under your bed."
My God, he had a whole ass monologue. Jesus Christ, she's taking mental damage. Yeah,
I think the moose took mental damage.
like in the
I was
other
saying,
room, they're like,
we're-
"What the fuck is going on in there? What the?
Man, he's the ape-like right now.
He's the guy. He's him. My
He
God,
is him.
Is that guy?
Arthur is that guy." Yeah, June started screaming like immediately. As you are twisting this knife into her gut, and as it turns to her turn, she is going to burn one of her light to use.
No, they can't
the
have
ski-
those. We're the main characters.
to use the skill prepare ingredients. Will you go ahead and make a reaction roll for me? Up to you what you want it to be. Attack, defense.
Just any of the like
yeah,
attack, defense, or evasion.
yeah.
I'll do the evasion.
All right, and because of paralysis, hers
I'll
is
do.
rolled
Yeah, I'll
at
do
disadvantage.
defend. I'll do
Okay.
defend actually.
I also agree that they're not allowed to have light.
That's cheating. They can't do that.
3.
You made up that rule.
Ah,
3.
she rolled a 4. You are going to take only 2 damage. That is half of this roll. As June, in somewhat of a panic, as you are driving this knife slowly into her, reaches across the counter, fumbling wildly, and throws spices directly into your eyes. Like,
Spice damage.
no, cilantro.
I have the gene. It tastes like soap.
Yeah, they fly directly into your eyes. It's just a mixture of, spices and herbs and whatnot. It will inflict 2 fragile on you. So
man.
for the next
Okay.
round, if you get hit, you take 2 additional damage. That's only for 1 round, though.
And what type of damage is that?
I didn't write it down. Let's go with blunt. Oh
Black.
shoot,
Okay.
sorry, because that's double
No, it's
for
okay. You
but,
already said it.
I mean,
It's okay.
That's the only thing. I
Okay,
could
so I'm
think
taking
of
4?
Yeah, 4.
So does defense interact differently? Do I take any reduced damage on a failure, or?
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, you blocked. You rolled a 3 and I rolled a 4, and I said
Yes.
half damage. Well, okay, you'll take 1 then, so 2 total.
so 2.
For
And that's to both health and stagger.
Yep.
Alrighty, here we are, understanding the rules.
Let's go.
And I have 2 fragile.
You do have 2 fragile. Excellent. As she kind of throws this into your eyes, yeah, you kind of, it fucking burns. Like, you have shit in your eyes, like salt and
Yeah.
whatnot. You go to rub your eyes, try to clear that out, as June pulls herself away and tries to flee to the back room. She does not actually get like a full
Back rooms?
movement. Yeah, she falls into the back rooms. She doesn't get like a full movement or anything. You can very easily catch her, but she is trying to retreat back into the kitchen. With that being said, Moose, you're back up. This poor fucking man is looking incredibly bloodied, who has not gotten to act all game.
I have a quick question.
Yeah,
Mason.
absolutely.
Am I in possession of the knife still, or is it still?
You
in her
do
as she
still
runs
have the
away?
knife.
Okay,
Yeah, she just kind of pulled like off of you.
gotcha.
Brutal.
Well, seeing as my target is now underneath me, I
I'll
gotta
give you all
pat
one
my
guess.
elbow and give him the old people's elbow.
My God, you gonna people's elbow this man? Holy shit.
Hell yeah.
He's staggered. He doesn't get a reaction. Make your damage
Man.
roll. Holy
They
shit.
might be chefs, but now they gotta smell what the moose is cooking.
My fucking God.
5.
5, so he's gonna take double damage because all of his resistances are fatal right now. He had 7 HP left. Frederick fucking dies to the people's elbow. Jesus Christ.
Damn.
Sorry, Carrie.
Goes wild.
Sorry, Carrie couldn't decapitate him. He had like barely any health left. It was shocking.
Man, I was one off.
Yeah, you people's elbow this man. He splatters is what happens to him. My God.
Just laying down on the floor in this man's blood, I look up at Karen and go, well, that's another job well done for us, am I right?
I say, gotta work on my backswing a little bit as I'm like wiping his blood off my sword.
Anyway, I say since we did a job well done, we go back to the doctor and see what's going on with him. I'm sure he's having a jolly old time up front.
You guys can definitely hear like clanking around and like screaming and fighting.
Yeah.
But I think it's
Hard
funnier
cut.
that you
He's
say
having
that
a
anyway.
good time up front.
Hard cut to Arthur Geller having his Heisenberg moment.
Yeah, truly.
It's like the same from like Lord of the Rings where oh my god, where one person goes like super evil. Like the one I got blanking her name. She tells like Fordo like
Starts with a G.
Galadriel?
Galadriel, yeah. Where she starts screaming. You're like, oh look, it's
Oh
Gellert."
yeah, yeah. When
Oh,
she's
there
talking
she
about
is.
how she's like dark and terrible as the dawn
Yeah.
and all that stuff. Yeah.
That's awesome. I think it's actually funnier that that Moose and Carrie heard like screaming the whole time, and Moose was like, "Yep, having a good time up there. Let's go. Let's go check it out." Yeah, Frederick's fucking dead. His meat cleaver lies on the floor unused, only pooling with his own blood around it. Very well done, Frederick. You were
Poor man.
Frederick was supposed to be a harder enemy. I'm not gonna lie to you. You guys destroyed him,
Yeah.
but Carrie.
I can't
Moose
help
ready?
but feel bad. I mean, Moose doesn't. Moose feels pretty good right now.
Oh,
but
no,
me,
it's okay. It's okay. It just means I have to throw harder stuff at you guys in the future. Plus, June's not dead yet, so we got that.
Yeah,
She has
true.
light, remember?
Yeah.
All right. that
Frederick
made-up
did
thing.
not. June has light, indeed.
That's cheating.
They can't do that. Only we can do that.
Yeah.
The rulebook says that only we could be powerful.
Oh, I feel good. Carrie, yeah, after your brief chat with Moose there, the door now lies open, and yes, there is screaming and running and clanking from the other room. What's your plan of action here?
I got charge right in.
Absolutely. The bistro is small enough that I'm considering all of it one movement, so you crash through. No, I guess you don't, because the door is open. You close the door, and then you crash through into the kitchen with a couple pots boiling, some, like, essentially pressure cookers that smell really nice, but not quite so now that you know what's in them. There
Upset.
Cut pieces of meat, bloodied things, knives and herbs and spices all over. It's a very it's like, it's a nice kitchen if it weren't for the fact they were cooking human beings, right? Like, this would be like a 4-star restaurant, you know?
Carrie's more of a 5-star kind of guy.
That's fair. Yeah, I can't put up with one fewer star. That's absolutely true.
Yeah.
1 star of the city, perhaps?
It's either 5 stars or it's 2 stars.
Like, back alley stuff is the best. Come on.
Yeah.
But you round one of the counters. You turn around from an oven, make a nice 90-degree spin, and come face to face with an unarmed, very bloodied-looking June Yates.
Is she
this
still
lady.
affected with paralysis?
She is still affected with paralysis. This is still the same round. What's your plan here,
Nice.
Carrie?
Okay, so what is she? Can you describe her real quick to me?
Yeah, she has like short shoulder length, very straight black hair, wearing a chef's hat and a now very bloodied apron with her name embroidered at the top right. And she is currently holding her stomach, where she appears to be bleeding quite profusely. By the way, I forgot to mention, Arthur, that knife inflicts 2 bleeds when you hit someone with it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so she is...
Yeah, he like partially disemboweled her, essentially.
She also looks like she's kind of dragging her feet a little. Not that they're necessarily wounded more than she already is, but as if she, like, can't bring herself to run, almost.
So, like, okay.
Mhm.
Do I know that she... It's like, I can tell that she works here. Obviously.
Yeah, she's got the chef's hat and everything, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay, I guess
I don't know. I mean, I know
It
personally,
could be an
I
innocent
walk around
bystander.
town in
It
just
could
my
be.
chef hat all the time.
Oh, sure you do. It's like, I want to start charging her with my sword to attack. And I just scream, you fucking... I just want to scream, you fucking animal!
That's beautiful, absolutely.
Yeah,
as
get
you-
her, Carrie.
As you come face to face and begin to charge, June looks at you with just a face of absolute horror. Go ahead and make your attack.
It's fucking raw.
And that is plus instinct.
Yep, plus instinct. 26 plus
That
instinct.
is a 5.
June rolled a 6 to evade. June actually just barely... Oh, wait, no, she's at disadvantage because of paralysis. Hold on. Yeah, she rolled a 3. Never mind. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, absolutely. How much was that? Sorry.
That was a 5.
That was a 5. Okay.
Remember, Carrie, Daddy's looking out for you.
Yeah, you land, you spear this woman through towards her, like, lower chest, so she's now got 2 very deep puncture holes, in her lower body, as she once again screams in pain, and you drag her, like, you push her backwards a little bit with the force of your spearing swing here. That is all that happens there. She will take 2 damage from bleed because she rolled a reaction or an action. In this game, the bleed status effect is whenever you make
Permanent.
an action or reaction in combat, you take damage equal to the number of bleed stacks on you, and then the number of stacks are halved.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, so like if she has to make multiple reactions in a round, she'll bleed more. So, very fun. I really like bleed as a status effect. Very fun.
Yeah, that's really cool. I like how that's designed.
But with that, that is the top of the order once again. Arthur, June barely disappears from your sight before she is pushed directly back into your sight with a sword now driven through her lower body. As you see Carrie come around the corner spearing her.
So as Carrie comes around the corner, and now I'm now in Carrie's line of sight, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Arthur is holding a gory knife in one hand, and basically the second she ran away, he pulled his gun out of his holster. And so he's got the knife in one hand, the gun in his other hand. He's kind of white-knuckling both at his sides, and he is just dead in the eyes. With extreme conviction and without hesitation at all, he just lifts the gun and pulls the trigger.
Absolutely. Go ahead and make an attack.
He is aiming for her head.
All right, this is top of the order, so she has her reactions back and is no longer paralyzed, but let's see it.
That is a 4.
She also rolled a 4. This is for defense. This means that you will take a little bit of stagger damage, although it's ranged. I'm actually not sure. I mean, it still works the same. I don't know how to say that flavorfully, right? Essentially, let's go with like, as this gun recoils, she twists just enough that it doesn't quite hit her. She brings Carrie's sword into the line. She twists and pulls, ducking down so that her head is covered just a little bit as your bullet
Flips her ear or something.
tings. Yeah, there you go. It cuts off some strands of her hair as the bullet whizzes by. Yeah, you will take 4 stagger damage from that. Okay. That brings us to June's turn. She is still unarmed. You guys have not let her get to the kitchen. She is going to try to rip herself from Carrie's sword and run into the kitchen. That is what she will try to do. Carrie, go ahead and make me an instinct check. Just to see.
Oh,
how you do
yeah.
here.
5.
She rolled a 4. I am going to have. Oh wait, sorry. Instinct is 2d6 plus instinct. Did you roll that as well?
2d6.
Yeah, because it's an actual skill check, not an attack.
Oh, then 7.
7. All right. So a partial success. She only rolled a 5. June rips herself from your sword. However, in doing so, pulls open her injuries even worse as she tries to rush by you. I'm going to inflict her with even more bleed. She is taking a lot of damage from bleeding. She brushes past you as quickly as she can, just fast enough that you can't quite react, and grabs a knife from a nearby counter on the kitchen. On the kitchen counter. On the counter of the kitchen.
A counter, you might say?
Yeah, one might even call it like a kitchen counter that had a knife on it or something. I don't really know. But with all this going on, we return to Moose, picking himself up and wiping some viscera off of his elbow that just collided with Frederick's now
Frederick.
non-existent head.
I also agree, poor Frederick.
Poor Frederick. Hashtag justice for Frederick, guys. He was only cannibalizing people. He just wanted to take a turn.
What's they were poor people.
Yeah. This is gonna come back to bite you. Someone clip that. Clip that. Send it.
Legal reasons. That's a joke.
What will Moose do?
Well, there's really only one thing Moose knows how to
Oh
do.
my God,
So
who could
he's
have seen
going
this
to take a couple of steps out of the freezer, see the situation, see his friends now entering the kitchen, and this woman who looks somewhat mortified at the current situation, I would assume.
Oh yeah, she's not having a good time.
And I'm assuming that there's like an island between Moose and this woman.
Yeah, just like somewhere to set platters and stuff. Indeed.
You know what? The fuck it. He's gonna attempt to jump over it and do a drop kick.
My fucking god.
Just
All right.
a pro wrestler.
It's true. Since you're using your, you got brass knuckles equipped. I'm not gonna make this like an unarmed attack. It's very clearly
Obviously, he has multiple pairs of brass knuckles, one of which is on his boot.
on his knee.
Yeah, he uses knee knuckles.
June is gonna try to dodge out of the way here.
You can try all you like, June.
She is at disadvantage because she already burned one reaction from
But
getting
you're about
shot
to get
at.
the hooves.
Okay, I don't need to re-roll that. I'll give you a hint what it was.
Is it not a 7?
That is not a 7. You rolled a 7.
I rolled a 7.
What a 6-sided die. Wait a second. She will take
Oh,
5
wait.
damage
Yeah.
from bleed.
Because I add my
Yeah, you have
instinct,
+1.
correct?
Yeah. Sorry, I was
Cool.
joking.
Sorry.
Joking.
You made me second
yeah.
that. It's like, oh wait, that's right. I am rolling a 6-sided dice. Let me relook at that.
June has just ripped herself from a sword, and it hurt very badly. She is profusely bleeding all over her nice restaurant floor, and as she turns to look at a man standing up coming from her freezer, she is kicked directly in the side of the head by a man that just has leapt over the counter. June is taking a fucking beating. She is not looking good, but she's not down yet. She is not down yet. As Moose lands heroically in the middle of this commotion, we'll move on to Carrie.
All right, so obviously, as she gets away, I'm gonna start chasing her.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and so I guess that's one movement to catch back up.
It won't even be a movement. You can get within melee range very easily.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well,
as Moose flies in as you're running forward. This is a
So I wanna
chaotic fucking fight.
yeah. So Moose is flying in for a drop kick.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of the best way to do
It's the cogs. I can see them.
it.
He's
Carrie's
learning.
Carrie's like freaking oh my god, Sherlock Holmes trying to calculate how do I attack this. But
Discombobulate.
Just
I
combobulate.
no, not Robert Downey Jr. I'm talking Benedict Cumberbatch.
Oh, okay. Discombobulate.
Please, Please. I'm a man of class. But
Just
actually, I'm
don't
gonna
say
cut her head
nothing.
off.
Oh my god. I don't know if she's, she is still kicking, like I said. I don't know how successful this will be, but you can certainly make the attack.
I would
Absolutely.
actually argue that Moose is still kicking.
Moose is still kicking. Go ahead
right.
and make your attack. She does not
Hey,
get a
all I'm gonna
reaction.
say
She
is
burned her
you
2
mess
reactions.
with the moose, you get the hooves.
You get the foots. Yeah, so June does not even get to react to that. She only has 2 reactions. She burned them both.
Well, I should have gone for something else, 'cause that's a 3.
I mean, you still deal 3 damage. Let's
True.
go. Yeah, you once again attempt to go for the throat, as it were, but as Moose has kicked her directly in the side of the head, your aim is a little bit off, and you gouge her shoulder, but not much more. We return to the top of the order with Arthur.
Arthur proceeds slowly and with dead quiet determination, just kind of walking after her, as his cohorts enact great violence.
Yeah, she's like, picking herself off the floor after a kick, immediately getting
Yeah.
stabbed and screaming and trying to drag herself away.
He's still holding his gun up, like he never lowered it. His eyes never left her, and it just tracks along with her. And he's gonna make another shot.
Absolutely. Go ahead and make your attack. She's gonna try to evade this.
Oh, that's a 6.
I also rolled a 6.
Stop rolling the same things as me.
What's a tie for evasion? Hold on, I gotta check my combat here. Let's see. Attack versus evade. There's nothing for an equal evade. I think we're gonna call it as meet beats. I think that is what our rule shall be.
Sounds good.
All right. June just barely scratches away. Once again, you're gonna make this woman go bald by the end of the fight. She
giving her
hairs
a little off the top.
fly as she dips down. Honestly, it was probably sheer luck as her knees kind of weaken, but it wraps back around to her turn, and as she kind of pulls herself up on, using the counter as a handrail and faces all 3 of you, she holds her knife out in front of her newly acquired knife and just stares you guys down. She goes, Why, of you, of all people, of all the people that I've used for ingredients here, what makes you 3 better than us? And she gestures towards the pile that was previously Frederick. She doesn't seem torn up about Frederick's death, I'm gonna be frank with you. She's not upset about
we
it.
feel worse about it than she does.
You do. Justice for
SMH.
Frederick. Justice for Frederick,
Justice for
guys.
Frederick. Hashtag justice for Frederick.
What makes you able to beat us? And she is going to try to charge at Carrie with her knife. With her newly acquired knife. Go ahead and make me a reaction here, Carrie.
That's 2,
A 2?
right? 2d6.
No, 1d6 plus either
Okay.
defend, evade, or
Yeah,
instinct if you're attacking. And she takes another damage from bleed. My
And
god.
that's defend. Okay.
Yeah, what-
That's 4.
What do you want to do? Attack, defend, evade.
Just charge me. I want to go for it. I want to go for. Sorry, I'm indecisive.
No,
now.
you're good.
I want to go for an attack.
An attack. Well, that's a good choice. She rolled a 2, so your roll will win. How much was you?
It was a 4.
A 4. She will take 4 damage. As June rushes at you, you simply have the longer reach with your sword, and as she tries to run and stab you, oh how the turntables as she herself is stabbed. June is looking bad, and as she rushes into your sword, a kind of look of surprise crosses her face, and her knees start to buckle. June Yates staggers. And with that, we are at Moose again. My God, holy shit! I'm sorry, guys. I'm giving Greg the opportunity to just absolutely obliterate people here.
Greg's been in
So-
the air for so long.
I'll give everyone a single guess as to what Moose is gonna do to this poor staggered woman in front of him. What'll it be?
Violence.
Moose
A nice kiss
is
on the
going
forehead.
to pick himself up. He's going to then take a step to the side and will pass his turn to Carrie.
Absolutely. What you gonna do, Carrie?
Okay, so she's just kind of sitting there like with her knife in her hand.
Yeah, her arms have
Yeah.
gone limp at her side. She has tears streaming down and has just kind of gone quiet, looking up at you. Still on your sword. You did just stab her, like in the upper chest.
Real quick,
Yeah.
Doc McStuffins is going to speak, and just kind of stare down Carrie. His face has like, from his temples and creeping up his neck, like from under the collar of his shirt toward his jaw, there are like spidering black veins that are only right now starting to retreat. And he just kind of gives that dead stare to Carrie and goes, "Carrie, I want her." And he continues to point his gun at her.
I look at him, look at her, look at him again, and it's kind of like, let's go. Right? Suit yourself. And then I kind of like walk away, and it's like leaning against a wall.
Very casual.
Yeah.
Well, that'll bring
I
us...
honestly thought what you were gonna do was like
Just stab.
look at him, look at her, and go, "Oh, you're fucked," and then just walk away.
Man, if the old guy wants a word with you, I am so sorry, miss. That brings us to the top of the order. Arthur, June is still staggered.
So what does stagger mean?
All of her resistances are fatal, so she takes double damage from all sources, gets no reactions, and skips her turn.
Okay,
Stagger is bad. Don't get staggered, kids.
so she can't even defend against it.
No, she has nothing. You just make an
Okay.
attack, and it hits. It deals that
Okay.
much damage.
I will do it. I will shoot her.
Absolutely.
That is a 3.
It'll be 6 damage, and that is certainly enough to kill. June
Okay.
Yates.
In this case, so after he says that to Carrie, he walks up because she's facing away from him, right?
It's at like a 90-degree angle, not necessarily
Gotcha, okay.
away, but
So he walks up to her, actually does lower his gun for a second as he very angrily stomps over to her, grabs her by the hair, and puts the gun up to her ribs, and tells her, "Ask me again," in reference to what she just said of what makes us better.
June does not respond. She just looks into your eyes.
He leans in until his forehead is up against the side of her head and just goes, "I do," and pulls the trigger.
Damn. Yeah. June crumples to the floor, and the bistro finally falls silent, with the exception of some boiling pots and burners on in the background. That brings combat to a close. What do you guys do?
Arthur just looks down at her and then looks at like the essentially just like piles of like ground meat littered around from the victims of this bistro, and then looks down to like the puddle of gore left from Frederick and also June. Kind of notices that the similarities between them at this point, and just as he holsters his gun again, just kind of sniffs and looks at Carrie and Moose and just goes, "You know what they say, you are what you eat."
I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm going to nudge Carrie with my elbow and go, "Well, go ahead and show him."
So I kind of want to be. First of all, I kind of want to like, before that happens, I want to like kind of like laugh and go, "Hey, didn't think you had it in you, old man." Kind of like compliment him. Okay.
Arthur just stares at him, just completely dead in the face. Just
And then I proceed to go show him the
The bracelet.
Bracelet. Fuck, I felt like a necklace for a
All
second.
good, all good. There's
It's
a lot
okay, I
of
thought it was a
jewelry to
necklace
keep
for
track
a-
of. Indeed, yeah. It's pulls out the slightly blood-stained aquamarine bracelet that all three of you, of course, recognize.
Arthur just sighs. Of course.
As is on brand.
Well, actually, there. Before we leave and give some bad news, I think there's a little bit of good news we can acquire. Is there a back office?
Yeah. There's a little tiny office. No like doors or windows leading outside from it. Just a little tiny, essentially.
Yeah. I want to
closet.
see if I can find the money from the establishment.
Absolutely. Okay. Go ahead and roll me a D10. Absolutely. Yeah, as you open up this door, there's just a little desk behind it.
You don't have a D10?
I'm sorry.
Not on me.
I was
Give me
gonna
a
say you
moment.
really only need D6s and like maybe a D4 for this. So I understand you weren't prepared.
Okay.
I'm just disappointed.
Getting out a metal D10.
Beautiful.
All right, do a sponsor read.
I rolled a 2. Do I add anything to that?
Nope, just a 2. Okay. Yeah, you grab 200 on from the back office. There wasn't
Cool.
a ton back here, kind of littered all over the desk. The money was in one of the drawers, but this little desk just has a basic chair behind it and some papers littered about, ingredients, recipes, and on top of it all, a letter that is declining June a place in the 8 chefs on top of it all.
Hook diff.
But yeah, so with this new pouch of money I've acquired, I'm going to look at my 2 friends and say, I think we know some folks who'd like this.
Indeed. In the meantime, Arthur is walking around the kitchen, just turning on every burner
Let's go.
of any kind.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I want to find some like.
Oh, you guys, let's
Yeast.
grab the insurance paperwork, and then we'll also get the insurance.
Is fire insurance a thing?
No,
in
but
the city?
Mariah Life Insurance is, and they're incredibly deadly. They don't have life insurance because it's really expensive.
Well, I'm sure
but-
we wouldn't be listed as the beneficiaries anyway.
Probably not, but they might come after you if they were insured. Regardless, no, yeah, fire insurance is probably not a thing in the city. In fact, it probably is a big problem in the city if I had to guess. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Piano insurance.
For all your pianos.
Have you or a loved one been affected by a piano song?
My God, yeah, actually, many people would have. My God.
People would be paying out the ass
Yeah.
for piano
Holy
insurance.
shit! Oh my God, they're like, holy fuck, we can't have another incident, do we? But yeah, you go around, absolutely.
Little
turn
do
all
they
of them
know the
on.
cello man is approaching.
The musicians of Bremen rise again. As the place starts to heat up, is there anything else that you guys do before heading out?
Well, I suppose now we should probably make the decision. Arthur kind of looks down and is clearly like not thrilled with what he's about to say, but goes, "Do we still feed them?"
I think the money can take care of that for them.
Cool. Very good.
That's good. Alrighty. We will pan up from the shot out to the outside sky as we see the three of you walk out, and shortly later, the building goes up in flames. We come back down on the three
Fire
of you.
department, which is just a couple of rats running around.
It was 2 rats with
buckets
1
of
water bottle, and it's like clearly half full of piss, and it's not actual water. They're like,
And
fuck!
one of them's just
fuck!"
shouting, "Bee-doo, bee-doo."
The city is
Carrying
so
a ladder
lighthearted.
over his head.
The city is so lighthearted. What a lovely place.
Absolutely.
We bring the camera back down on the three of you as you re-enter the kind of slum area where Marcel lives, as the sun is getting lower in the sky overhead. I will say, actually, no, I won't. Pranked. Cut that out. Cut that out.
I
Cody,
will
yeah.
real quick.
Yeah.
Will I know that like 200 yen? Will that be enough money for them to get some
It's
food?
on, Greg. It's on.
On.
Yen is from
Sorry.
Japan. On is from the city. Thank you. Yeah, 200 on. It's decent. It's fine. In
So like $20.
in
something
actual
like that.
terms, I believe that's actually $2. Pretty sure. Let me double check that. I'm
Yeah,
not,
I think you're right because
that's
you
$2.
said that the 300,000 that we have is
Equivalent
300.
to 300. Yeah. I mean, in the city, the economy is not great. It will get someone something. Like,
Yeah. Okay.
it's better than nothing for sure. Yeah, 1,000 on equals roughly $1. Indeed. Wait, 1,000? What the fuck? Nah,
Man, the rate of inflation is way too high.
there is
Oh,
rapid
so that would mean that
economic
200 on would be
inflation.
Everyone
20
buy
cents.
freaking
Yeah,
Piano
yeah.
Man insurance now.
Um,
Inflation's going up.
But again, I mean, you guys started with what, 300,000?
300,000, yeah.
Yeah,
It's only
300,000.
$300, and that's workable. It's fine. It'll get them something. It's better than nothing. Listen.
So I had 200, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Get them like a Snickers.
Yeah, it'll get them a quarter of a Snickers. Yeah, in all seriousness, it will get something like in the back street. You'll find something in the back streets. Again, as the sun is kind of going a little bit lower, you guys, do you guys just head straight back to Marcel along the way?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, that's probably a solid plan.
What do you mean? There's obviously tons of side objectives.
There's
we
so
can
many
guys.
NPCs here that are going
wanna
about their
loot-
daily lives.
I want to walk around until I find an object that says hold X to interact,
Mhm,
and I
mhm.
want to interact with it.
That
interact
object
with
is
the game.
Marcel. That's
Man,
I
I
walk-
hate railroaded
Hey,
games.
shucks, goddamn.
I walk up to Marcel and I hold X to chat with him.
Yeah, absolutely. He sits down, and like while you're pressing X, he's like, "Hey," but then it gets cut off by you finishing holding X, and his dialogue continues.
Camera zooms in on his face.
Yeah, yeah. You picked a bad time to get lost, friend.
Hey, you're finally back.
Yeah, you guys head over to the like makeshift infirmary as it was previously, and knock on the door to have Marcel answer. As he sees the three of you, he perks up a little bit. He goes, "Right. Did you guys did you find anything? Was it okay?"
Oh, we definitely found out something.
Oh.
Is anyone here with Marcel?
Only the injured people on the ground at the moment. Everyone else is milling about rather far away.
Marcel, could you come outside for a moment?
Of course. I don't like those looks. He closes the door behind him. What
Now there's nobody
happened?
like in earshot.
Yeah. What happened over there?
There was a great deal of food and meat there. You were right about that. We also discovered the whereabouts of the missing persons, if you understand.
Right. It's not uncommon in the back streets, I suppose, but
Yes.
it's not pleasant.
And also, Carrie, do you still have it?
Yes, I pull out the bracelet.
Oh.
Tell her that we found him. He was the last one alive. Do not tell anyone about the meat. But there was a ring of murderers. He died a hero, putting them in the ground. And we got there just as he finished them off. And we could not serve him. He succumbed to his wounds.
Right. Marcel takes the bracelet and was kind of starting to tear up a little before this came about, as he does very clearly care about these people. But now you do see tears falling down his face.
But there is a little bit of good news for you. We looked around and I got a little something out of the register for you, and I tossed him a bag of 50,000 yen.
Of On, you mean?
Of
Yeah.
on!
You're trying your best, Greg. You're trying your best.
Sorry.
It's on your character sheet. Fuck. Anyway, Marcel catches the bag as it clinks into his hand and kind of sniffs a little bit.
Also, is it like a bag of currency? Like, what kind of currency is this? Is this like credit cards or like cash
It's
or
like
coins?
I guess it's cash and coins. Yeah, I don't really know. I know that a lot of it is coins.
Can it be paper, like paper shaped coins made out of paper?
Absolutely, yeah,
And bills made out of metal.
yeah. That works quite well. I like that.
Yeah.
That's canon now.
Yeah.
Yeah, as he catches this clinking bag of bills and rustling bag of coins, um, he straightens up a little bit and he sniffs for a moment before he wipes his face and regains his composure a bit. And he goes, "Thank you. And again, I know that you guys clearly didn't owe us for this, so that's another favor for you guys that we're still owing Zoe. But I appreciate it regardless. I'll make sure that Mary gets this," as he tucks away the bracelet. And he kind of looks towards the skyline, turns back to you guys. Do you guys, any of you guys familiar with the back streets of W that well? Or specifically what happens at night?
Would I be familiar? Have I been? I've been about the back streets for a while, right?
Yeah, probably so.
Or at least a little since the fall, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know how that's been like a few weeks, I guess.
Yeah. In fact, Arthur is probably the only one that would know this. I doubt that Moose or Carrie would. You are indeed familiar with a syndicate called the Sweepers, who come out at night, and they are incredibly strong, well-equipped humans? Question mark.
I don't like that.
that speak a language that no one can decipher or understand, and they take anything that is out there, like any living flesh. If a person is in their way, they will kill them and drag them away, and nobody knows where to. That's where dead bodies go. All of your rat corpses you've left around will be swept up during the night by the sweepers and taken to unknown locations, and then the sweepers will disappear again when it turns day. You do not want to be in the back streets of W when it is fucking night. The sweepers are not good.
Yes, gentlemen, we will not want to be out and about at night when the sweepers come.
This guy knows his
no
stuff.
sweeping.
Indeed. I was gonna say if either of you look confused, I believe Marcel will quickly explain the situation. If you raise any questions of it, but Marcel looks to you three and goes, "I appreciate it again, and I'm sorry that you had to go through that, but this'll help us at the very least. I'll
Marcel,
offer you."
it's the least we could do. It's fine.
I appreciate it. I'll offer you shelter here, although I'm quite sure that you guys will be comfier in the Husk office, so Zoe calls it. If you can make it back in time before night. Which, you guys certainly can. It is close enough.
Okay.
But Marcel, once again, kind of turns his gaze, kind of meets all three of you guys' eyes in turn and goes, "Really, I do mean it. I appreciate it. And if you need anything in the future, come on back, okay?"
Indeed.
All right.
Oh, and by the way, we definitely don't know anything about any fires here, so don't
That's
bother
like smoke
asking.
rising around the
Yeah,
street corner.
Yeah.
Because it's like a block away or something, right?
Yeah.
You just hear the beep. You hear the beep.
You hear some guy
Oh, of the
yelling
guy?
woo.
Yeah.
This kind of brings a smile.
A couple
to
more
Marcel's
rats
face.
run down the block
Carrying
with more
bottles of
bottles
piss.
of piss.
One of them's
Yeah.
carrying a ladder over his head.
Now one was a bucket. One was a bucket of piss.
Of piss. It's spilling all over. That definitely brings a smile to Marcel's face. He kind of lightens up a little. He goes, "Good. I appreciate it, and I'll make sure that it doesn't get out of hand, of course. But I hope to see
Yes,
you guys
well.
again soon."
Now, you should have seen that Frederick guy. As far as kitchen staff goes, I can't imagine he was the most responsible. Shame that he couldn't handle closing up shop by himself.
Yeah, truly. Justice for Frederick is what I'm saying.
Justice
personally.
for Frederick.
Justice for Frederick.
Justice for Frederick. Let's kill the sweepers. Justice for Frederick.
Yeah, let's go get
Yeah. Start a riot.
But with that, anything else before you guys head back to Husk offices?
Yeah, there's one thing I wanted
Yeah,
to say to Marcel.
Absolutely.
Marcel,
Yeah.
though I'm not a physician, I am a doctor. I'm not an expert in biology or medicine, but if you ever need help with any of your people, just send a call down to Zoe, and I'll do what I can.
Marcel raises his fist for a fist bump.
I bump his fist.
Absolutely. Hell yeah. Bros being bros. We'll do another nice little video transition here. This time it'll be a star wipe from Star Wars. And you guys are
The Stars
back
of
at
the City
front.
wipe?
Yeah, Stars of the City wipe. That caused you physical harm, Cody. I'm so sorry. Holy shit.
There is no star wipe in Star Wars.
I'm sorry. It's the idea.
They
you
do
know,
like
the
almost
transition.
exclusively just like the left to right.
Yeah.
You have to do the circle. There's also
they do the circle.
Oh, they do
yeah.
the circle, yeah. Nature's star wipe.
Nature's
Yeah.
It's like nature's soda. But we'll go ahead and star wipe to you guys back in the front of a Husk office as the sun is just going down. As you open up the door, Zoe turns around from staring out his dirty back window that doesn't actually have a view, and
He does nothing while we're gone.
he's smoking his cigarette as usual, and he greets you guys. He goes, "Oh my God! Wow, that's so much better! Holy shit! You're not gonna get stabbed to death in the street, I hope. Good Lord! Oh, what took you guys so long? It's been like a full day."
Marcel had some cleaning up to do, so we lent him a hand.
Yeah, that man better watch his back. You know what they say, good deeds don't go unpunished in the city, and that man has done nothing but good deeds for a while now. I worry for him sometimes. But I have big news, gentlemen. I have very
Yes?
big news.
We're listening.
Now that you're properly equipped, a little bit better at the very least, and he takes a seat, kicks his feet up on the table, filling the room once again with smoke. You guys are getting your first real job. You better rest up, because in the morning, we're heading to an L Corp facility.